Champions League excitement on the menu in Newcastle tonight, and as the Barcelona team dine on the quayside, both sets of fans are keen to sample victory.
Absolutely world class, we cannot wait. We're going to teach them Spaniards how to play football.
When I was a young and watching it on the telly, I never thought it would happen again, so it's a bit surreal. It's just really exciting as well.
Isn't it? It's the biggest thing. We've just been walking around thinking like we need to build a bigger stadium for it, and that it's just it's what it's made for, isn't it?
Exciting times if you're a football lover.
For these travelling fans, the day started at the airport. Off the plane and straight into a taste of the northeast for some, Newcastle's reputation as a football destination has set expectations high.
Looking forward to it. We've heard that it's like a very exciting stadium to watch a football match, so yeah.
Well, I have been here 6 times at St James Park, and it's amazing. The atmosphere, it's the best in the world, so I'm very excited.
Score prediction: 3-3. 3 for Newcastle and 3 for Barca.
As the fans head into the city centre, in one Spanish restaurant, the nerve-settling pre-match drinks are being prepared.
I think, well, it's that little rivalry between Spain and England. Friendly, of course, but yeah, it's you as a Spanish person representing Spain outside of Spain, you know? So I think it's that little sort of touch of patriotic pride.
At Pilgrim Music Bar, Spanish culture with a Tyneside twist. A Geordie tapas lineup of local sausages and cheeses to welcome the Barcelona fans.
Bienvenidos a Newcastle.
This self-styled haven for today's Spanish visitors is run by a lifelong Newcastle fan, one who wants to share a northeast welcome despite rivalries on the pitch.
You know, a cliche, but it would be great for this to be a real spectacle. You know, it feels at the moment in our community, it feels quite divisive at times, and we wanted to really lead by example in offering a special welcome to people coming into the city to enjoy the football, and we hope today they'll also enjoy music and drinks and a little taste of Newcastle and a taste of the northeast.
Come on!
The streets full, whatever the business allegiance, the benefit Champions League football brings is significant.
In the region of £20 million plus net imported financial gain to the city over these 4 matches. It's hugely important for our shops, our restaurants, our hotels, and beyond that it's about profile for the city.
This is a city hungry for a win, and if it happened in '97, could tonight be Newcastle's chance for seconds? Megan Patterson, BBC Look North, Newcastle.
Oh, plenty of food for thought there as the Barcelona team bus arrives at St James's Park. And of course, we'll be back a little bit later on in the programme reminiscing about 1997 and looking forward to tonight's game with a couple of Newcastle legends. Could possibly the Magpies pull off another shock result? We shall see, Carol.
OK, right, let's go back to dawn at St James's Park, where fans are starting to arrive for tonight's Champions League clash between Newcastle and FC Barcelona. And this is stirring up plenty of memories, Dawn.
Yes, Karen, you might be able to hear some of the Newcastle fans in the background as well. All Champions League nights, you know, are intoxicating, but there's no more exciting way to kick off Eddie Howe's second Champions League campaign with Newcastle United than with a clash against the Spanish champions Barcelona. There is, of course, history between the two, as we mentioned earlier on, and both clubs were managed by the legendary Sir Bobby Robson. We spoke to his son Mark earlier in the week about the legacy that he left both here on Tyneside and in Catalonia. Well, the teams have played each other 4 times, most recently back in 2003, but Newcastle have won only one of them. And that's why black and white fans remember so fondly that historic night back in 1997 when Newcastle upset the odds and Tino Asprilla cemented his name in the club's history.
He's up now towards the penalty area, sends over the cross, Asprilla! Oh, what a wonderful goal! And the hat-trick for Tino Asprilla!
Newcastle United fans have seen a few special things over the years, but not many quite as good as Tino Asprilla's match-winning hat-trick in 1997. The irony is that magical night, their first in the Champions League proper, was followed by a draw and 3 defeats as the Magpies failed to progress beyond the group. Newcastle's team of 2025 has loftier ambitions.
Yes, we want magical nights. We want those moments that everyone remembers. The iconic games are great, but we also want consistent results. We want both. You want everything. So I'm sure during this Champions League season we'll have games where maybe we don't perform as well, but we've got to try and find a way, even in those moments, of generating positive results that hopefully can carry us through.
Eddie Howe's first crack at the Champions League 2 seasons ago also began with a bang as Newcastle humbled PSG 4-1 in front of a raucous crowd. And Barcelona know what a cauldron they're walking into.
The times that I've been here, it's been so difficult. Every tackle means something. There's always a message behind every action, and it's going to be hard to stay calm, like you say, but we have to play our game and believe in our qualities.
We don't want to put some limits in our dream. We just want to play game by game and see what we got, but we're very excited and we hope we can go as far as possible.
A repeat of 28 years ago seems like a stretch, but if you're looking for good omens, Newcastle do still have a Tino in the team. Alistair Gill, BBC Look North.
Well, it goes without saying that Newcastle were huge underdogs back then and, in fact, will be again tonight. But one player who featured in that historic win, John Beresford, was interviewed before the game and he was confident that the Magpies could cause an upset.
I really just want to go in there because I know with the size of the game, you just know the adrenaline's going to be pumping and you just feel as though on the night, if you give it everything, and it does click, we know we can give them problems, and that's how I'm really going in trying to approach the game.
Well, you were right. I'm delighted to say that John Beresford, or Bez to his mates, joins us again, equally fresh-faced. Newcastle's second highest score in the Champions League, but we'll mention that later, along with another legend. Oh, John Gibson, who's been writing about Newcastle United for the best part of 60 years. But first, Bez, I mean, it was an incredible match to be at in the stands. But what was it like to play in?
Unbelievable. People say, you play football, on a Saturday at 3 o'clock. But I'm telling you what, that's a league game and the atmosphere is brilliant. You play Champions League under the lights, midweek. I don't know what it is. It's like electricity in the air. It's the crackle that goes with it. The energy that you comes out. It can swallow you up at sometimes. Everything. Your testosterone's going through the roof. You sometimes just want to run for the sake of running because you just get caught up in the emotion. But when things are going well, you grab it with both hands and make the most of it. You absolutely do. And of course, Tino Asprilla was the hero that night, but you never knew what you were going to get with Tino, did you? No. Tino is unpredictable. Sometimes you could look as though he's one of the worst players to go. But when he gets it right, he's one of the greatest players ever. Lucky enough for me, I don't know if you can don't come close because I was out with him last night. Oh dear. And there's another side to Tino which is really good. And so let's just say we had a bit of a reminisce. And that night, he was on fire. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, he had a little bit of an assist from an Irishman called Keith Gillespie, who was frighteningly good as well. Yeah. What he did that night against Sergio. What I always funny is like the modern day game does about like analysts and all this and that. I'm telling you now, Sergio didn't know what he was playing against. And honestly, Keith Gillespie destroyed him. And I remember in the game going, get out to him, because from me, my point of view, I want the ball as far away as possible, because I was playing against somebody called Figo. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. So, and I was trying to sort of keep the ball away from him, and I said, but yeah, it was a special day. It was, John. It was a very, very glamorous game. But you've covered many more matches than I have. What was so special about it?
Well, this was royalty coming to town, and we were written off as no chance. We're there to make up the numbers, and we started explosively well. I mean, that's what we've got to do tonight. We've got to start quick, get the crowd behind us, and then roll on from there. And if you look back, hat-trick for Tino, but his second and third goals, Keith Gillespie cross, Tino heads in, so right winger cross in a centre-forward scores. Has that happened recently? Yes, it has. It's how we've got to win against Wolves, because Murphy crossed and the big German boy headed in. It would be nice to have a repeat of that tonight, wouldn't it? It certainly would. I mean, we will be the underdogs tonight, no doubt about it. But do you think that Newcastle could pull off another shock result? Yes, anything's possible. We are in transition. We're going to be something special permanently. What we're capable of right now is the one-off result that makes everybody go, wow, we did it against Paris Saint-Germain, we could do it tonight. What we've got to find is the consistency where we do that regularly and we're in the Champions League regularly. But we can always do it on a one-off, and this is a one-off.
Thank you very much, gents. Do enjoy the game, as they
Oh,
say.
will do. Don't worry about that.
And as John said, literally anything is possible. So we'll see, Carol.